If I asked everyone on that airplane who made the brakes, who made the engines, no idea. Most knew that it was a 737. I care a lot about the brakes and a bunch about the engine. But we trust Boeing that's done it. And our customers feel the same way. They trust Cherry Street about the power plant that we've created, the panels we use, the inverters we use, the Staubli crimping tools that every one of our folks is trained on. We own the system, we own that power plant, and we're building technology in a way that gives us an opportunity to create that best-in-class and delivery for what we're building.
I'm joined by longtime podcast friend and guest, Michael Chanin, the CEO of Cherry Street. Welcome back.
It's great to be back. Thank you for having me. Thanks for allowing the opportunity to share with your audience the momentum that we feel while we're here and letting them know that regardless of all of the stuff that's happening or that they see, there is such a dedicated community. 10% of the entire industry is here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
To work together. It's incredible.
It's wild. Yeah, a little over 40,000 attendees. So I kind of talk about RE Plus to people that don't know what it is. I say it's the largest gathering of solar professionals in North America.
It has to be in the world, right?
Because of the nature of our industry, this is like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Because we were born from what is essentially a cottage industry that, has in its nature and philosophy resilience, self-reliance, a little bit of stick it to the man, fetish, which is a bit why our industry in the most recent, I'll call it 6-8 months, is realizing that we weren't actually standing in the end zone doing the icky shuffle.
Yeah,
we were on like the 3-yard line, and the ball was rolling behind us at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, exactly. When you drop it too soon, and some of the things you and I have talked about before, one, we need to act like we've been there before.
That's right.
And we've got to recognize that while we can stick it to them or it's important, we've got to work with them, especially if we're going to lead, and that you realize that we're former Braves fans. We're pitchers and catchers reporting.
That's right.
You and I both are privileged enough to lead teams now for a decade doing what we do. We might got decades to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tell the team, it's like I might be Moses in as much as I might not get there with you because I want to build a 100-year business.
Yeah.
It's like we're going to be building something that's larger than ourselves, which is the greatest part of working with purpose.
Yeah.
And as we work on something larger than ourselves, we've got to realize the inevitability of what's to come.
Yeah.
We're going to incorporate this generation source, this solar and storage and charging and deep hydro and all of the other things that are going to power our world and our communities. It's early, and we've got to work with all of these people for a long time.
That's right. We're in early innings, and it's as though we believe that the game exists without umpires, and when the umpires start making calls, we wonder where were they, and how did we not notice them? But one of the things that's really important, we've been talking a lot here on the Power Up Live stage about this notion that we have to reclaim the political power, and we have to really renegotiate internally our standard for what we, as you said, like how we show up as adults in the room. The remarkable growth of Cherry Street, I think, is emblematic of how you all have approached the relationship with municipalities, AHJs, the utilities in your district, to reassure them that you're not out to take their lunch, right? Can you talk about the evolution of Cherry Street? I mean, it must have been 2 years now, or a year and a half since we had you on the show. At the time, you had the largest portfolio of, I think, municipal projects, like over 1,000 projects already under contract. Just give us a quick update of where you're at, and I'd love to hear kind of how the business has evolved.
So fortunately, the trajectory and the story would sound quite the same. Municipalities, universities, schools, hospitals, commercial and industrial customers, hundreds of installations now in place, and now that backlog's deeper with more accounts. Virginia, North, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and now Florida.
Wow.
Where we own and operate and maintain distributed generation power plant. Increasingly, we're seeing opportunities to help serve some of those utilities. We've been acquiring assets from some friends who need to recapitalize because of what's going on. And so now we're owning more small-scale distributed programs like the North Carolina PURPA projects.
Right.
So
you're picking up a handful of 5 megawatt. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Those help from a capacity. It helps with stability, diversity of off-taker.
Right.
And we think increasingly serving the system as well as our customers with reliable power. So this year we'll double again our owned capacity. We'll expand past that a little bit. We've got 75 dedicated employees, and that'll likely double this year too. The momentum that we feel in the marketplace for competitively priced electricity sees us serving larger customers who thought they were paying lower rates of electricity. Because of the overall demand in the market, we can address them too. So 18 months ago, when we connected, or 2 years, our average installation was about 200 kilowatts.
Right.
Now it's about 350.
Okay.
It's barbelled because we're still doing 25 kilowatt fire stations, but we're also doing 5 megawatt power plants for Mitsubishi Power, for example.
Oh, cool.
Mitsubishi Power outside of Savannah makes gas turbines.
Yeah.
They've got a 5 megawatt solar field powering the facility.
How about that?
Where they make gas turbines. It's all of the above, and we've got to support everybody in this industry.
You said all of the above. Are you pursuing hybridized solutions?
Yeah. We think especially those solutions that are going to allow our customers. We're working with a car manufacturer in South Carolina that's got gas coming in from how do you call it when the captured gas from the landfill?
Yeah, methane recapture.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got methane recapture. They've got their own system generator on site, and they're going to have about 5 megawatts of solar.
Wow. That is fascinating. From a technological perspective, you said something when we first had you on the show that I've used as an example to others of what it looks like to think about building a business that understands the language that you're using and how it communicates the product that you sell. And that was the idea of a Cherry Street power plant.
Yeah.
I want you to, for those who maybe didn't listen to that episode, talk about that as a construct and how you are thinking, walking around a show like this, about the impact that your presence here can have on that Cherry Street power plant.
Cherry Street incorporates best-in-class technology, providing competitively priced electricity to our customers. Most of us flew here on an airplane. A Boeing 737 was mine.
Yep.
If I asked everyone on that airplane who made the brakes, who made the engines, no idea. Most knew that it was a 737.
Yeah.
I care a lot about the brakes and a bunch about the engine.
Yeah.
But we trust Boeing that's done it.
Right.
And our customers feel the same way. They trust Cherry Street about the power plant that we've created, the panels we use, the inverters we use, the Staubli crimping tools that every one of our folks is trained on. We own the system, we own that power plant, and we're building technology in a way that gives us an opportunity to create that best-in-class and delivery for what we're building. And so the Cherry Street power plant is our way of communicating to the marketplace. The way this is put together matters because it's still so early, as you know. When we're selling, most often we're selling against an EPC, and there are a lot of very good engineer, procurement, and construction firms of these. There are also some not so good. And there's got to be a way as an industry that we communicate to the lay buyer. And I think, candidly, this is probably as true, if not more so, for residential than it is for commercial. To understand the difference in pulling those things together.
And as you walk around a trade show where there are 2 full halls of vendors, how do you start to think about the sort of the off-the-shelf versus customized nature of your product and how you spend time walking around the trade show optimizing? I mean, it's the only thing you won't get back. So how do you optimize your endeavor here? Yeah.
Connecting with the people that we're going to work with to understand who they are. So where are they manufacturing the product? How are they manufacturing it? Who's on their team? How long have they been on that team? That matters a lot to us, for the panels, for the inverters, for the racking systems. Knowing that supply chain, knowing where it comes from, and knowing that we've got a relationship. To your point, it's a small community. Knowing who the people are that are providing that, because we want them to be very long-term partners of ours.
Yeah. You mentioned wanting to grow a business that is a 100-year business. Can you talk about the conversation that you and the leadership team have around culture and how that gets embedded into the vision for 100-year business?
We want forever customers. Fulton County is a customer that's going to be a forever customer of Cherry Street Energy. At the Rice Street Jail in Fulton County, the local utility was swapping out the transformer and it messed up. They called us. What's interesting about this is that there's not solar at the Rice Street Jail yet. They called us because we were the electrical provider that they said, we know they'll be here right here. We know that it'll be fixed the right way. And Christian, our guy, rolled the truck. He went and saw him. Those are the types of customers you want. It's like remember the Nordstrom
I knew you were going to say that. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes, ma'am, we'll take those tires right back because we're going to serve them and we're going to keep being the best. At the end of the day, we provide a commodity. And so the way that we're going to differentiate is that. And so all of our people, and sometimes that's the harder side too. We've had to have people that are probably great employees at some places, but they're not Cherry Street employees. Because if anybody ever calls me from one of our accounts and says, hey, that person doesn't act like the other people on your team, that's all you need. We've got, our customers have to have a perfect experience. It's not to say that we're going to be perfect because we're not. But the experience, the outcome, how we treat them, even when we mess up, is how we create the forever customers.
Can you talk about the process that you go through of helping team members know what expectations are so that they kind of know what it looks like to be a Cherry Street team member? And then when someone is clearly not living up to that expectation, what's the measuring stick? How long do they, how do you?
The example I give a lot, you travel a bunch, maybe rent cars, and you've likely gotten to the Hertz counter before when that unfortunate soul is there with an angry mob on the other side and invariably throws their hands up and it's like, I just work here.
Right.
What I say, we get together as a whole team twice a year around the solstice. If you ever feel like this is just a job, please go. At some point, we might be a company where it's just a job. Not now. Everybody needs to be all in. And that means showing up. The part of showing up is physical. I mean, our return to office is in person or people around each other a lot. Our crews are there as we are in the office, as you saw. And showing up matters too. You look left, you look right, and you know who's there with you. And that's the other way that you know. It's like, gosh, when I look around, it just doesn't feel that I'm the one that wants to be there. The other way that I say it is if you're getting text messages from someone on the team, and it makes your heart sink a little bit. It's like, gosh, if you feel like you've got someone like that around you, tell your manager, tell other people, we need to give the feedback to let that person know that they're not living up to it. And this will be more nuanced with time, but I had a mentor manager once that said, don't worry when they're yelling at you, worry when they stop. So if you don't feel like you're getting the right feedback on our team about how am I performing, if you don't know where you sit or stand, then you need to ask, or we're not doing a good job managing, but most likely that's not going to be the right place for you. We want engagement. I'm always so fortunate to get to spend the time. I just wanted to take the second to say, one, congratulations of what you've built, the community you've built. I will say in our chair, something that I say and reflect to with friends sometimes, is not a lot of people say thank you. And probably equally, not a lot of people say that they're proud of you. And it's just amazing to see the community that you've created. It's important, it's relevant, it's topical, and it brings people together that are all working hard out there, that oftentimes feel that they're standing alone. It's like, am I, only in this community doing it? And you bring this global community together to recognize it. Thank you for it.
I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything else that that you wanted to make sure we do hit on? We've got about 3 minutes before I'm going to have to pull the plug.
It's time to go. We need to let folks know that it's time to power up, buckle in, and get ready to go. We've got to build. And all of the things that feel like obstacles most often are noise. Let's not focus on those. We know what we need to do and we need to build. Get out there in front of it. There's going to be policy stuff that's frustrating, and we should not be rain shouters. It is time to build, and all of the stuff that's going to cause us to want to engage in things that are not going to be productive for the outcomes that we need need to be recognized as such, because we live in a market where we do not have enough electricity, full stop. We believe electricity to be a right that everyone deserves. Thereby, we've got technologies that we know can deliver them.
Yeah.
Let's deliver them.
Hear, hear. Michael Chanin is CEO of Cherry Street Energy, based in Atlanta, taking over the Southeast and soon the world. Michael, thank you for taking over our podcast studio this lovely afternoon here in Las Vegas, for taking the time out of your busy schedule, as you are doing with us right now, to share some wisdom.
I appreciate you giving us the time.
Absolutely. Come back anytime.
I'll do it.